So what is better, Traxxas UDR or the Arrma Mojave? Similar types of trucks. So what we've done is we have bought two. Got a couple of second-hand ones off eBay here. So we've combined an unboxing video with a comparison of them, basically, see what the differences are. We've got some specs up here, the weight, the length, height, etc. Not a massive amount of difference in it. The Traxxas is slightly heavier, slightly shorter according to those dimensions, but also it has a more powerful motor in it. You see it's got 2,200 kilovolts, so the higher the kilovolts, the more power it's got basically, but it is geared lower. Now what that means, that ratio on there means for the wheels to go around once, the motor's got to spin around 17.89 times or 13.44. Now that's probably quite consistent with having the higher kilovolt motor, but we'll see how it performs. So we've done a little unboxing video here, which you'll see in a moment, and then towards the end we've done a couple of drag races, which there's some awesome sounds of the cars going past. They've got a really good howl, but please watch the video. Let us know what you think. Like, share and subscribe if you wouldn't mind, please, and see what you think. So here we have our latest purchases. We've got a Traxxas UDR second hand. It's one of the older generations. It's got no light bar on it, but it has got quite a few upgrades on it. We've got the wheels, the Avon wheels. We've got the lower arms and upper arms. We've got the upgraded rear roll bar. I've noted it hasn't actually got a front roll bar on it, but we have got loads of spares with it, so we can see how that goes. We haven't tried it. We've literally just checked it all works. It does work okay. We've got alloy A-arms, lower front arms, and alloy steering arms. And as I say, we've got loads of spares for it. We've got the inlay for it. It's running standard electrics. I don't know what servo's in it. We'll see how it goes. And comparing it to its stablemate from Arrma, the Mojave. Never had one of these before. Again, this is a second-hand one. Running 6L, same as this one. Haven't done any more than plugged it in, checked it works. These are considerably easier to work on, in my opinion, than the Traxxas. 4 body clips, a little bit of Velcro on the side, and the body shell comes off. A little bit of additional protection, and it's a traditional setup in here. ESC, servo, motor, 2 3-cell, very cheap in fact, lipos, which I've done another video on those as a review on those. They're not particularly great, but they will work just to try it. And there it is. Again, we've plugged them both in to see if they work, and now we'll give them a run to see how they go. Probably one of the biggest differences between these two cars is the Traxxas has a solid rear axle. There's no differential movement. The rear wheels will both turn same speed. Great for drifting. Depends on the handling, we're not sure. On the Arrma, it's got a traditional diff, so the wheels will turn independently. It's going to handle completely differently. So it'll be interesting to see what we will do. We'll take these up to our desert racing location, which we use the UDRs and the X-Maxes on, and see how this handles compared to that. I reckon this will probably be quicker, probably handle a little bit more like the X-Max, but I don't know if it'll be as much fun. You won't get those rear drifting and perhaps those rooster tails, but we'll see how it goes. What this also hasn't got, it hasn't got any roll bars on it at all. Because the suspension's different on this, it's a traditional double wishbone affair on this compared to the trailing rear arms on the UDR. It has an effect. It'll have an effect on how it handles. Another thing that's different with the Traxxas, you get their generic radio gear, transmitter, steering wheel, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a massive fan of them. I don't think they're particularly good. They've got quite a lot of functions on them, but you need the Bluetooth module to really make the best use of them. But they do the job. But with the Arrma, because they're all basically part of the Horizon RC group, you get the Spectrum. It's only a basic Spectrum set, but at least it's a decent brand. You got the steering rates, the throttle rate on there, and the steering trims on this. They're all very basic to get to. Haven't played too much with this throttle limit. I think that's just for when you want to make the car go slower and that, but we ain't going to worry about that. So I think we can safely say that works fine. I think we're going to have quite a bit to do trying to get the setup working on that, because I don't know if you could see from the video there, but it's lifting the inside wheel and it's very, very softly sprung and damped. So obviously we're on high grip on tarmac and those tyres have got a lot of grip, but it'd be interesting to take it obviously to our dusty park, our desert location, and see how that goes. But happy with that, it works, it's the next car for us to try. So we can say that works as well. One of the things I did notice is on, I think it's the right rear wheel, I don't think the bead lock is actually on properly, which you can see. You can actually hear it vibrating slightly, so we'll need to have a look at that. There's obviously no front anti-roll bar on it, or sway bar. As you could see, it was doing a lot of that. It was lifting the outside rear wheel, sorry, the inside rear wheel. So I think we need to put that back on it. But other than that, it's a UDR, it handles very similar to the other ones. It's got quite a lot of grip, but we don't tend to run them too much on tarmac. They're more really for the loose, but it works. We can now say that we've got these two cars to play with now. And go. 2, 1, go.